Good Saturday morning, Quad Cities. Meteorologist Andrew Stutzky in for Morgan Strackbine, taking some well-deserved time off. And looks like things are going to get a little active later today. This is something we haven't had to talk about for a few weeks now, and that is the threat for some severe weather. We're in the red zone here. This is a threat track level 2 out of 5 for the entire Quad Cities, especially for later today. Let's break down the threats here one by one. Let's start with where the tornado zones are. We're in the possible area here in the Quad Cities, but I think it's just a little bit higher as you head off to the west. That's where we have a little bit better dynamics coming together, some more better ingredients for an isolated tornado or two. The large hail threat is also higher to the west. Really high as you head west of Iowa City and Cedar Rapids here into central Iowa. That's where they're expecting the potential for about 2-inch plus diameter hail. Our main threat today, I agree with this. I think it's mainly going to be a quick rush of some damaging wind gusts, perhaps 60 to 70 miles an hour as we get into the evening. So let's wrap this all up in one graphic like we like to do when you need to be on guard. Right here from 5 this evening until 11 o'clock tonight. Damaging wind, the highest threat, second to hail, and also an isolated tornado or two. Going to have a YouTube live discussion that's going to be coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Join me there. I'll also put this on our Facebook page as well. There's a lot of outdoor stuff going on. You got the big air show. You've got that festival, the bike festival there in Princeton. A lot of things going on outside. This is a quick way for you to get an up-to-date look at when these storms are going to be coming in and also what's going to make them different compared to some of the other storms we have this time of year. This is one thing I'm going to touch a little bit more on in our YouTube Live, but today's storms are not going to be your typical summertime storms. It's because we're lacking that deep moisture. That means that today's thunderstorms are going to have a very high base to them. They're going to be several thousand feet off the ground. Typically this time of year, the bottom of these storms is much lower to the ground, but because we've been so dry, and with this drought going on, it's going to be hard for these storms to get a little closer to the ground. That means that it's more of a land spout tornado threat today as opposed to an actual tornado threat. And I'll explain the difference between those two here coming up a little bit later with that YouTube Live and on Facebook Live. Let me give you a peek of the next 8 days here, and then I'm going to show you a future track taking that hour by hour here. So you notice once the storms move through, we are going to get a little bit cooler. We're talking low 80s to start next week, and then we're going to bring those 90s back by Thursday and Friday. Let's go into future track. We're going to keep it quiet this afternoon, at least into the early afternoon, and then by the time we get to this evening, that's when we're going to watch this boundary off to the west. That'll start developing some showers and thunderstorms, some of which are going to be strong. It looks like those arrive here in the Quad Cities right around 8, 9 o'clock. Going to be some good downpours, some good lightning with that too. And then those will race off to the east, and we'll see those replaced with just a couple of leftover showers Sunday morning, perhaps one more round of showers as we get into Sunday afternoon. So again, join me on YouTube Live. This is going to be at 8 o'clock this morning. I will also post this to our Facebook page as well, and we'll talk more storms. Make sure you're ready to receive some of those watches and warnings should they be issued this afternoon. Keep that News 8 app and that Storm Track 8 app handy as we go throughout today.